श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्रीवासवानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धे कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिनी प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्य जल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ति दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत द्वांतहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बर सांबोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंदनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भाव भूमि निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपः स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर्मम मंदेर्मतेर्गति मत्सर्वसपदां भोजं श्री राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्य वृंदारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमाद श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद् राधा शील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् राससारंभी वंशीवटतलस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुसुनैर्गोपैः गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। So I want to know who is Redmi Note 7S, who is Redmi Note. Put your names, it will be easy for us to keep a record of your presence. And Krishna Priya Mataji, I think you're joining for the first time or?
Mataji, Hare Krishna Dandot Pranam. 15 days yesterday, last week I posted a message regarding my absence. We went to Chardham and Puri Jagannath Rath Yatra. Yesterday only we returned to Hyderabad. So I could not attend my classes. Only 6 classes I was absent.
6 classes.
Yes, okay. Mataji.
So
and I informed
everyone's video should be on. Yeah.
I informed regarding this to Madhusudan Prabhu also, and yesterday I informed my presence, and I'm ready to take my Unit 1 assessment. That also I informed Prabhuji.
So Unit 1 also you have not given, right?
Yes, exam, because it is 26th June, Mataji. So 18th June we started our Yatra. So I could not attend.
So next year you'll be giving that, or this
year?
No,
this is Sunday. This Sunday, Prabhuji told me to prepare for this Sunday, coming Sunday.
Coming Sunday. Okay. 6 classes of the Unit 2 you were absent, right?
Yes, Mataji. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Everyone else, keep your videos on. If your videos are on, I can at least understand that you are present in the class. Except for small children, small babies are there, and you can keep your videos off. Okay. So we have covered till 20th verse, right? 19th verse we covered. Bahunam janmanamante jnanvan man pratyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Says such mahatmas are very durlabha. To come to an understanding that Krishna's 3 features, that is Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, for coming to this understanding, a jnani has to take many births, bahunam janmanam. Then only he can understand. Last time we did this. We did this verse last time. We completed with the purport also.
Yes, mother. 19th is complete.
Yeah. So there we discussed about Vasudeva. Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Shabditam. This Vasudeva has 3 meanings. Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Shabditam. Bhagavan aspect. Vishuddha Sattvam. Completely pure. Purest. Vishuddha Sattvam. Vishesha Rupena Shuddha. Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Shabditam. Keep your mobiles in mute. Mahesh Sangam. Check your mobiles always if it is in. Okay. Vishuddha Sattvam Vasudeva Shabditam. This is Bhagavan asking. You have Brahman, you have Paramatma, the two features. So same Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti, now Vasudeva. Vasati iti Sarvatra Vasudeva. He is present everywhere. Vasati iti Sarvatra Vasudeva. So see Vasudeva has how many meanings. Vasati iti Sarvatra, Brahman aspect. He is present in the form of his energies. Vasudeva, Sarvam, Vasati iti Sarvatra. He is present everywhere. There is not a single place where Krishna is not present. That is why Krishna's name is Vishnu. Vishati iti Sarvatraha. Vasati iti Sarvatraha. Vishati iti Sarvatraha. You can see the link. He cannot be stopped from entering anywhere and everywhere. That is Vishnu. Vishati iti Sarvatraha. Sarvamiti Vishati. Vasati iti Sarvatraha. Okay, that is Brahman aspect. Then comes Paramatma. Sarvamiti Vasati. Sarvamiti Vasati. He is present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Like who is the Paramatma for the whole universe? Then you will say Shirodakshai, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Who is the Paramatma for our body? Shirodakshai Vishnu. Paramatma for the whole universe is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So in this way, he is present everywhere as Brahman. He is also present in his localized form as Paramatma, and he has his original beautiful form, and which has all the 6 qualities in full. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasah, Shriyaha, Jnana, Vairagya, Yascheva, Shannam, Bhagaitingyana. We did this verse last time. He has all the qualities in full. That is why he is Bhagavan, Ati Bhagyavan. I had told to memorize this verse. How many of you did? How many of you did this verse? Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, Yashasah, Shriyaha. Raise your hands if you have done this verse. Nobody did this verse. This is the most important verse. Learn this verse. I had put it in the group also. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasah Shriyaha Jnana Vairagya Yascheva Shannam Bhaga Itingana. These are the 6 qualities which are there in full with Krishna. This is the verse which identifies that Krishna is God. Krishna is Bhagavan. He has a personal form. When you say Bhagavan means Ati Bhagyavan, very fortunate, because he has all the qualities in full. The main important 6 qualities in which other all qualities are coming. So in this way, it takes but thousands and thousands of births. Because in the previous verses, Krishna says, among all the 4 kinds of people who approach me, Jnani is the best. I love Jnani, Krishna says. Priyo hi Jnani notirtham aham sacha mama priya. I love Jnani. Jnani also loves me. But then, when a Jnani will love Krishna, when he understands Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurlabha, he should understand the personal aspect of Krishna, the personal feature of Krishna. Brahman feature, Paramatma feature, they are all impersonal feature of Lord. You cannot have communication with Lord. You cannot serve him. Brahman aspect, you cannot serve him. Paramatma also you cannot serve. But when it comes to Bhagavan, you can serve. And the most compassionate form Krishna has given us is the Archa Vigraha avatar, Archa Vigraha form. So, Tomara Pratima Nahi Sakshat Brijendra Nandanaha. Very clear Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Tomara Pratima Nahi is, you are not just Pratima, you are Sakshat Brijendra Nandana. So Bhagavan has 3 features. Lord has 3 features. That is Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. That is why Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So all these aspects has been given. But now, even though Krishna is fulfilling everybody's desire, suppose somebody is distressed, he is in distress, he comes. Somebody needs some wealth, then also he can come, Krishna says. Somebody is inquisitive, he can also come. Somebody is knowledgeable, he is also coming. But then, why is it that people go to demigods? And what is the type of benefit they get by going to the demigods? So 20th verse speaks about all these aspects. Let us see. कामैस्तैस्ते ऋतज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवताः तं तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्यः नियता स्वया. कामैस्तैस्ते ऋतज्ञाना means deprived or stolen. His intelligence is stolen. Jnana, his knowledge is stolen. Who's a person who has so many desires? Kameistai. Actually, just kameistai. Sir is actually silent here. Kamahi tahi tahi. Tahi tahi means various desires, multiple desires. One desire is fulfilled, immediately it raises another desire. There's no end to the desire. So this person, the person whose intelligence is completely stolen, he has multiple desires. Prapadyante anya devataha. So what he does, to get it fulfilled, he goes to many devatas. Anya devataha. He goes to many devatas, various demigods. Tam tam niyamamasthan. And what he does, he follows certain rules and regulations. Asthaya. Prakrutyaha niyataha swaya. What are the rules and regulations he follows? According to his nature. Whatever according to his nature, he follows the type of rules and regulations. Like somebody has so much of tamas, then they worship the ghastly form of Durga, the ghastly form of Lord Shiva. So that is their nature. And then according to that, they'll do ugra karma, ugra tapasyas. They are known as ugra tapasyas. They will sit in a place surrounded by fire, or they may go and sit in the water. They may stand in the river for months and months. So ugra tapasyas they do. They'll pluck their hairs. They'll walk barefoot. They like to give trouble to their body. They are known as ugra tapasyas. Rajas, tamas, they all do ugra tapasyas. We may find some people just going in the walking padayatras. It's all ugra tapasyas. And you say, what about Ekadashi? Prabhupada says, nicely feast and dance. Prabhupada has told, fasting is nothing but feasting with Harinam. You can eat something small, but feasting with Harinam and dancing in Harinam. So, a person in the mode of goodness, he generally worships Vishnu form. But person in the mode of passion and ignorance, they worship other devatas. That has been given. So one of you now, Vaishnav Gaur Prabhu, read the verse first. Read the verse. After that, Daya Sagar Prabhu, you will read the verse.
Kamesartara vrityana prapadante anya devata antam niyamam asthaya prakatya niyata swaya.
Chant after me. Kamaiste rutagyana
Kamesartara vrityana
prapadyante anya devataha
prapadante anya devata
tam tam niyamamasthaya
antam niyamam asthaya
tam tam niyamamasthaya. See that Balaram font and read. Don't see English. See the Sanskrit. Niyamamasthaya. If you see English, what you will do? You will break the words. Tam tam niyamam asthaya. Tam tam niyamamasthaya.
Tam niyamam asthaya.
Prakrutya niyata swaya.
Prakritya niyata swaya.
So if you are seeing the English one, you should know to connect both the words. You cannot just break the words. When it comes to reading the shlokas, this is an art. You cannot break the words while you are in a meter. This is a chanda, anushtup chandaha. In this anushtup chandaha, you cannot break. Like kamais tair rutagyanaha prapadyante anyaha devataha tam tam niyamam asthaya. What happens is you cannot flow the meter. While reading it is okay. But when you are singing in a meter, you cannot do that. Okay, Daya Sagar Prabhu.
Kamaistaistairhritagyan prapadyante anya devataha tantam niyamam asthaya
There is niyamam. You should not stop. You should not stop niyamam. Tam niyamamasthaya niyamamasthaya. The ma, last ma is joined with asthaya. Tam niyamamasthaya niyamamasthaya. Swadhyaya of the tongue, this is. Niyamamasthaya. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay. Narayan Prabhu. Narayan Damodar. Where is Narayan Damodar?
कामैस्तैस्तैर्तज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते न्यदेवताः तं तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया.
Very good. Okay. Who is Govind Pillai Mataji? Acha.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry Mataji, my son took the phone for another class. His name is Govind Pillai.
Okay,
Sorry,
read the purport. Read the purport.
Yes, may I read? Yes. Translation also. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Purport. Those who are freed from all material contaminations surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in his devotional service as long as the material contamination is not completely washed off. They are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desires and who resort the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by external nature because of approaching the right goal. They soon become free from all material lust. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that whether one is pure devotee and is free from all material desires, or is full of material desires, or desires liberation from material contamination, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudeva and worship him, as stated in Bhagavatam 2.3.10.
Okay, stop. Mahesh Sangam. One minute, Mataji, please stop. Mahesh Sangam, are you today coming for the first time? Mute your phone. Unmute your phone. Mataji, you mute your phone.
This is second time,
Nancy,
Mataji.
second time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, read from here. Why 6 classes you are absent?
2 days I went to outside actually. My dad Titi actually.
Take Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Shastri classes very seriously. If you are absent and all, then it will affect your percentage also. You see, it is not just because to get the certificates we are studying, isn't it? Are you hearing to the YouTube recordings of the second unit?
No, I don't have a time actually. Actually, I am a working person actually, so I'm getting too less time actually. Even I'm this year also, I work out. I continue with this, but next year again I have to join this Bhakti Shastri because I'm first unit test also. I skipped also so many classes.
Oh,
So I understand that this Bhakti Shastri this year it has to be a very lightly I am taking. Next year
okay, no
actually I take to seriously.
Okay, read from here. Read from here.
Akamaha sarva kamo moksha kama udarat deha tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual sense take shelter of demigods of immediate fulfillment of material desires. Generally, such people do not go to Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of nature, ignorance and passion, and therefore worship various demigods following the rules and regulations of worship. They are satisfied. The worships are demigods are motivated by small desires and do not know how to reach the supreme goal. But a devotee of Supreme Lord is not a misguided, because in Vedic literature there are recommendations for worship different gods for different purpose. For example, desired man is
Diseased man.
recommended to disease man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotee of the Lord think that for certain purpose demigods are better than the Supreme Lord, but a pure devotee knows that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, AD
एकलय ईश्वर कृष्ण आर सबदास भृत्य एकले ईश्वर कृष्ण
Ekale Ishwara
ईश्वर
Krishna
कृष्ण आर सब
Ara
भृत्य
Sabagriya
भृत्य भृत्य
Bhritya. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is master, and all other are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction for his material needs. He depends on the Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives.
Okay, here two shlokas have been put by Krishna, by Chaitanya, by Srila Prabhupada. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dharati tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusha param. So you can go to Krishna with no desire, with multiple desires also. Akama means with no desire. Sarva kamo, you can go with all the desires also. You can go for liberation also. So intelligent people know they can come for all these things. They can come to Krishna for all these things. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusha param. So in this way, a person can go just for bhakti. He just wants bhakti, that is, just wants love for Krishna. But so there are certain people, they want something from Krishna. But still, there are people who are going to demigods for asking material things, because they have multiple desires and they don't have faith that Krishna will fulfill their desires. Because they know one thing, if they have so many material desires and they go to Krishna, the very devotion to Krishna will actually spoil their desires. Like the desire to have the desire also will go away. When Dhruv Maharaj went to do tapasya, he did tapasya for practically 3 months. The 4th month, when Lord appeared, he said, I was so foolish to ask all these material desires. They are just like pieces of glass. Just see, for fulfilling the desire, he did so much of tapasya. But when Lord came to fulfill the tapasya, he said, I don't want anything. So people know that with the desire, if they go to Krishna, the devotion itself will break their desire. That is why they don't want to go to Krishna, because they have so many multiple desires. So here 4 verses 20, 21, 22, 23 speaks about if a person goes with even multiple desires to Krishna, he will be liberated because of devotion. But if he goes with multiple desires to the demigods, then he will be bound in this birth and death cycle. So these 4 verses speak about this. Let us see. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitum ichchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidhamyaham. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitum ichchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidhamyaham. Okay, Chinmay Mataji, then Krishna Priya Mataji, then Vandana Mataji will read the verses. Chinmay,
Mataji, I'm
please keep your
traveling.
videos on. Huh?
I'm traveling right now.
Okay, Ashok Anija Prabhu, you read the verse.
Okay. यो यो यां तनु भक्तं श्रद्धार्च्युतिम् इच्छति तस्य तस्य चलां श्रद्धां तामेव विदधाम्यहम्.
Okay.
Mataji, shall I read?
Yeah, read.
Yeah. Yo yom yam yam tanu bhaktaha shraddhayarchitumichhati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham.
Very good. Vandana Mataji. Hope you have come from the Dham or you're still traveling. Vandana. Okay. Jumur.
यो यो यां यां तनु भक्तः श्रद्धार्चितमिच्छति तस्य तस्याचलं श्रद्धां तामेव विदधाम्यहम्.
So Krishna says, Yaha yaha yam yam tanum bhaktaha. Why the sound is coming? Okay. Yaha yaha yam yam, whoever, whichever, tanum, form of a demigod, bhaktaha, devotee, shraddhaya, with faith, architum, to worship, ichhati, desires, tasya tasya achalam, to him, steady, faith, shraddha, tam eva vidadhamyaham, I give, Krishna says. Whoever desires to worship a particular demigod, Krishna says, I make his steady, I make his faith steady onto that person. I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. I am in everyone's heart as super soul, Krishna says. Like for some people, all their work will be done on Thursdays because they have faith in Baba, Sai Baba. जैसे हमारे यहाँ बच्चा भी थर्सडे को होगा, हर काम थर्सडे को हो रहा है. Somebody has faith in Durga, all their work will be done on maybe Tuesdays or Fridays. Somebody has faith on a particular demigod, maybe on Ganesha, then a particular day their all work will be done. So that means who is making their faith steady? It is Krishna. So actually who is a culprit? A person is a culprit or Krishna is a culprit? Krishna is culprit. No? Bichara, he went to the demigod. Krishna should say, no, don't go to the demigod, come to me. You're not going to get liberated. But Krishna sees that he has so much of desires. He doesn't have a desire to have me, but he has a desire for the matter. Okay, anyhow, demigods also are my servants. Let him go there. I'll make his faith steady. I will see that he worships the same demigod, and I will see that he is bound in this material world. So who does this? The Yoga Maya potency of Krishna. Actually, for Krishna, there is nothing. Krishna is not at all bothered whether somebody is going here or there. But it is Yoga Maya potency of Krishna. Krishna stays in everyone's heart as super soul. Yes, Krishna knows the desire, and Krishna allows him to go. Such is the free will given by Krishna. That is why he is Supreme Father. We try to control our own children, but Krishna gives that freedom. Okay, go, experience the reactions, and then if you get some Sukruti to meet a Vaishnava or a devotee, then you come back to me. So in this way, Krishna has given the free will. So Krishna makes his faith steady. That has been given. So God has given independence to everyone. That is how Prabhupada starts the purport. This is the free will, and we have to appreciate it. Appreciate Krishna giving the free will. We don't give such freedom to our children, isn't it? We control them. But Krishna never controls. Though he is a supreme controller, but still Krishna has given the free will independence. What to speak? Even in the community of devotees also, we don't allow, okay, hamare yahan, you are in our counseling, you should not go in that person's counseling. You are in our temple, you should not go to another temple. This type of controlling tendency is there within the temples also. Within the group of devotees also. I don't know how many of you have experienced that. The counselor will say, you should be in our only counseling, you should not go to another counselor. Within the temple. And then suppose he goes by mistake to another temple. Why did you go to that temple? You should be here only. Everything is shelter of Srila Prabhupada. But again, there is always a controlling tendency. But Krishna allows. Krishna allows a person, if he has some desire, okay, go to the demigod and experience. Krishna says, experience. And I make his steady, I make his faith steady. Just see, this is the beauty. What is the difference between Krishna and a normal person? We will see that the faith of somebody is having a faith on someone. If we want to pull him to our side, what we do? We try to break the faith of that person to that another person. But Krishna doesn't do that. That is why he's God. In fact, Krishna makes his faith also so steady. Then he starts saying, oh, Ganesha is God. Somebody says, Sai Baba is God. I gave this book to my Bhagavad Gita book to my mother. She's a staunch follower of Sai Baba. After reading Bhagavad Gita, that is why Bhagavad Gita should not be read alone. I told my mother, see, you hear to the classes, maybe not mine, at least somebody else's classes. No, I will read. She started reading. Then she said, I have never found such a egoistic person like Krishna. I said, is it? How come he is so egoistic? He says, everywhere he says, I. Sai Baba has never told I. I said, he cannot say I. This I word can be only told by Krishna and nobody else. I belong only to Krishna. So in this way, Krishna allows, and see, Krishna allows a person to speak even against him. Even then also somebody is speaking against Krishna. Still he doesn't stop any facilities. He doesn't say, oh, from tomorrow you are not going to get water, you're not going to get air. It's not stopping anything. In fact, he's providing everything even to an atheist. That is the nature of Krishna. Okay. Mohini Mataji, please read the first paragraph. Second paragraph, Yasharth will read. Okay.
Perfect as given by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, the person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such facilities from the material demigods. The Supreme Lord, the Super Soul in everyone's heart, understands and gives facilities to such persons. As the Supreme Father of all the living entities, he does not interfere with their independence, but gives all facilities so that they can fulfill their material desires. Some may ask, why the all-powerful God gives facilities to the living entities for enjoying this material world, and so let them fall into the trap of the illusionary energy? The answer is that if the Supreme Lord as a super soul does not give such facilities, then there is no meaning to independence. Therefore, he gives everyone full independence with whatever one likes. But his ultimate instructions we find in the Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and fully surrender unto him. That will make man happy.
Yeah. One minute. So here very clearly it has been stated, Krishna is all independent. At the same time, is Swarat. Krishna gives this independence in minute maybe, but he is giving this independence to a living entity also. If the living entity wants to go to the material world, he allows. The constitutional position of a living entity, he is always servant of Krishna. He is always servant of Krishna. But somebody wants to forget the servitorship and serve his own senses, serve his desires. Krishna allows. And to fulfill the desire, if he wants to go to a demigod, Krishna makes his faith also steady. Okay, read from here.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danut Pranam. Both the living entity and the demigods are subordinate to the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire, nor can the demigod bestow any benediction without the Supreme will. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without the will of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally, persons who are distressed in the material world go to the demigods. As they are advised in Vedic literature, a person wanting a particular thing may worship such and such demigod. For example, a diseased person is recommended to worship the sun god. A person wanting education may worship the goddess of learning Saraswati. A person wanting a beautiful wife may worship the goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. In this way, there are recommendations in the Shastras, Vedic scriptures, of for different modes of worship of different demigods. And because a particular living entity wants to enjoy a particular material facility, the Lord inspires him with a strong desire to achieve that benediction from that particular demigod. And so he successfully receives the benediction. The particular mode of devotional attitude of the living entity towards a particular type of demigod is also arranged by the Supreme Lord. The demigod cannot infuse the living entity with such an affinity, but because he is the Supreme Lord or the super soul who is present in the hearts of all living entities, Krishna gives impetus to man to worship certain demigods. The demigods are actually different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they have no independence. In the Vedic literature, it's stated the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Super Soul is also present within the heart of demigod. Therefore, he arranges through the demigod to fulfill the desire of living entity. But both the demigod and the living entity are dependent on the supreme will. They are not independent.
So here another powerful statement which the Prabhupada presents is, demigods have no power to attract anyone towards themselves. They cannot infuse anyone because they are not present in anyone's heart. The desire to worship the demigod comes from Krishna only. He has a desire, Krishna allows him to worship. So it is not demigod who is attracting that person. It is his own forgetfulness of his being a servant of Krishna which makes him do all these things. He forgets his constitutional position. That is why he feels like to go to a demigod and worship. It's not the demigod has attracted him. Demigods are in no way in competition with Krishna. They are also servants of Krishna. Ekala Ishwara Krishna. Anya Sabha Bhritya. Everybody are servants of Krishna. Why they should stand as a competitor? Will Ganesha stand as a competitor to Krishna? Yes, are servant of Krishna. Yadupada Pallavagam Vinidhaya Kumbha Vandve Pranama Samaye Saganadiraja Vignan Vihantumalamasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tavaham Bhajami. Very clearly, all the positions of the demigods have been given in Brahma Samhita. They are all subservient to Krishna. Will sun god stand as a competitor? No. They are all having connection with Krishna, servant of Krishna. But then a person has a desire. For that, who is responsible? Who is responsible? That person has a desire and Krishna fulfills the desire. So it is not the demigods are responsible. It is a person himself. And Krishna, okay, what to do? Krishna Upadrashta Anumanta Cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. He is Anumanta, he permits. As a super father, supreme father, he permits. So here, independence, and the next paragraph there, demigods have no power to attract anyone. Because even demigods don't know whether he has a desire. They are not present as super soul. It is the living entity who has gone to that particular demigod to ask. They were not aware. In fact, they just want to get rid of such people because they are spoiling their devotion to Krishna also. They become an impediment. If somebody comes and disturbs you often, oh, please give me some sugar. The neighbor goes on coming and you are chanting. Then what will do? Oh, my kitchen is open. Whatever you want to take it and go. You are chanting and this person, one item is asking. Then what will do? You will say, okay, take it, everything and go. But that you are not going to go on asking. It will be only a temporary thing. You will not say, my kitchen is always open. Please go on coming and take everything and go. You will allow for once because you were chanting at the time. Once you may allow. So that is why the results given by the demigods is also temporary. It's not permanent. Like you want some ice cream, but you have so much of cold. Your father will not give you. But if you go and ask somebody else, he may give you. He will not consider whether you have cough or cold. He will not consider that. Out of some obligation, he will buy and give it to you because you have asked. But your father will give only that thing which is necessary for you. That is why whatever given by father is permanent, and whatever given by anybody, it can be father's relative or anybody, it is just temporary. So let us see. So Krishna says, who is giving, who is fulfilling the desire? It is me who fulfills the desire. Even to fulfill the desire, the demigods, they don't have any potency also. They don't have the power to fulfill the demigod, the desires of a human or the desires of a living entity. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasya Radhanam Ihate Lavate cha tatha kaman mayyeva vihitan hitan. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasya Radhanam Ihate Lavate cha tatha kaman mayyeva vihitan hitan. Many joining words are there. Partha Bandhu Prabhu, you read. After that, Kanchan Mishra will read. After that, Hansrupi Prabhu will read.
Hare Krishna. Sataya Shraddhaya
Tasya Radhanam Ihate. Tasya Radhana. Don't make Tasya Aradhanam. You don't split the word when you are reading. Don't split. Tasya Radhanam Ihate. Tasya Radhanam Ihate. Chan.
Tasya Radhanam Ihate.
Very good. Labate cha tatha kaman mayyeva vihitan hitan. Okay. Kanchan. Unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Sataya Shraddhaya
My God, I think your connectivity is not proper.
Tasyaradhanihate labte chahtha kaman mayye vihitan hitan.
Okay. If the connectivity is not good, you can keep your videos off and then chant. Okay. Hansrupi Prabhu, mute your phone.
Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktasya Dharaman Tasya Amanam Ite Lavate Chataha Kaman Maya Devi Hitan.
How many breaking you have done? Read again. Sataya
Shraddhaya Yuktasya
Tasya Radhanam
Ihate
Lavate cha tatha kaman
Mayyeva Vihitan hitan.
Okay.
Mataji,
So here,
can I read again?
no, still your voice is like kich kya raha hai, chewing gum. Wait. Okay, Janardhan Prabhu, you read. Unmute.
Shall I read the verse or purport?
No, read the verse and then come to the purport.
Okay. Tataya Shraddhaya Yuktasya Dharanamyate Techa Tataha Kaman Mayyeva Vihitan hitan.
What? Read again.
Tataya Shraddhaya Yuktasya Dharanamyate.
Wait. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas.
Tataya Shraddhaya Yuktas.
Tasya Radhanamihate.
Tasya Radhanamyate.
Labate cha tatha kaman.
Labate cha tatha kaman.
Mayyeva vihitan hitan.
Mayyeva vihitan itan.
Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas. With that Shraddha, he approached a demigod. Aradhanam nihate. Nihate means he aspired to worship Aradhanam, a particular demigod. I only gave that Shraddha. In previous verse, what Krishna says, I only gave that faith. I made his faith very strong. With that faith, he approached the demigod. And then Krishna says, actually, who is giving this? Now, Krishna is giving this knowledge to whom? Do you think Krishna is giving this knowledge to such type of materialistic people? No. Krishna is giving this topmost secret to the devotees. So the devotees' faith in Krishna becomes more and more stronger. So the devotees will not approach any demigod for fulfilling any of their desire, because they know that in actuality, these benefits, Mayyeva, Krishna says, I give. That is why these verses are kept in the middle of two sections. Krishna could have put all these things in the front. Intentionally, Krishna did not do that. Because if a person has so much of material desires, he cannot come to this 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It's very difficult. Even to cross first chapter and study second chapter is not so easy. A person having materialistic desire will not even touch Bhagavad Gita. Once we were all distributing Bhagavad Gita books in the station, I still remember that day. Two boys came, and boy was about to touch Gita Marathon, touch and see. I told him, see. Another boy slapped his hand. Hey, हाथ मत लगाओ. अरे कुछ हो जाएगा जीवन में, सब कुछ छोड़ना पड़ेगा. I was just thinking, what a firm conviction he has. This much conviction even I don't have. One who touches Bhagavad Gita, all his material desires has to be destroyed. So this person is telling, this boy is telling to his friend, don't touch. Jeevan badal jayega. So that is what is given. Yes, these benefits are given by me. That's why when devotees know this, why they should go to a demigod? At the same time, they don't disrespect a demigod, because they know demigods are part and parcel of Krishna only. They are higher servants of Krishna, trying to help him in the administration of this material world. So that is why in the second Nama Aparadha, very clear instruction has been given that never disrespect any demigod, nor see any demigod separate from Krishna. Okay, purport. Read the purport, Gavi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The demigods cannot award benedictions to their devotees without the permission of the Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord. The demigods do not forget. So the worship of demigods and achievement of desired results are due not to the demigods, but to the Supreme Personality of God by arrangement. The less intelligent living entity does not know this. Therefore, he foolishly goes to demigods for some benefit. The pure devotee, when in need of something, prays only to the Supreme Lord. Asking for material benefit, however, is not a sign of pure devotee. Living entity goes to the demigods usually because he is mad to fulfill his love. This happens when something undue is desired by the living entity and the Lord himself does not fulfill the desire. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that one who worships the Supreme Lord and at the same time desires material enjoyment is contradictory in desires. Devotional service to the Supreme Lord and worship of the demigods cannot be on the same platform because worship of the demigod is material. Devotional service to the Supreme Lord is completely spiritual. For the living entity who desires to return to Godhead, material desires are impediments. The pure devotee of the Lord is therefore not awarded the material benefits desired by less intelligent living entities, who therefore prefer to worship demigods, the material world, rather than engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
There's a verse which Srila Prabhupada always used to chant, he used to say, unto whoever Krishna has showered special mercy, anukampa, unto whoever he has showered special mercy, what will do? Harisheta dhanam shanam. He will just remove his richness. Harisheta dhanam. He will remove that wealth. And what will do? What will happen if your wealth is removed? Tato adhanam tejanti yasya swajanam dukkha dukkitam. Money is there, that is why your relatives are coming to you. The moment you are a pauper, you don't have money, no relatives will come to you. Nobody will ask you also. They will say, I have seen the devotees having nice, wonderful opulence. They have car, they have everything. Yes, they don't have material wealth, but they have spiritual wealth. There is a lot of difference between money and Lakshmi. Devotees are bestowed with Lakshmi. They have the tendency to serve Krishna with the opulence, with whatever they have. Whatever opulence has been given by Krishna, they use it in Krishna's service. But they don't have any money to go to some malls or clubs or pubs. They don't have that money. They have the wealth, the spiritual wealth to go to yatras. But they don't have a material wealth to go and enjoy their senses. That is why those relatives who are interested in all the sense gratification, they will just start avoiding this type of people. Tato adhanam tejanti yasya swajanam dukkha dukkitam. So here Krishna very clearly just said that Krishna gives only that thing which is important, which is really good for that person, which is beneficial for him. So that is what is given. He is not awarded with a material benefit. If that material benefit is going to make the devotee forget him, then Krishna does not give it. Sometimes you say, what is this? I am a devotee of Krishna. You should have given me whatever I want. Krishna knows, if I give you whatever you want, you may forget me. I want you to walk in this path. I may say I don't want to walk in spiritual path, but Krishna wants us to walk in the spiritual path. Because you have accrued so much of piety, tesham tvantagatam papam janam punya karmana. You have accrued so much of piety. Maybe not because of your own endeavor, because of endeavor of your some relative. Your mother must have done, your father must have done your grandfather would have done such a devotion. Automatically it is said, the other family members are also benefited. So you have accrued so much of piety, so much of spiritual wealth, that Krishna does not want that material benefit to spoil your devotion. That is why if any material benefit is removed from a devotee, he should always understand that is for his benefit. Now, what happens to the benefits given by the demigods? From 20, 21, 22, 23, we have been seeing that how a person whose intelligence is stolen, what he does, he goes to a particular demigod. Then that faith is also made strong by Krishna. And the benefits itself are given by Krishna only. But Krishna is giving through the demigods. Then Krishna wants to show, even though I am giving this benefit, it is coming through the demigods, it is going to be limited and temporary. Krishna is only giving, but he is giving through the demigods. And he wants to show, even though they are going and taking it from the demigods, I am only giving, but that will be temporary and limited. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpateja tadbhavatyalpamedasam devan devayacho yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedasam. See, there are two words here. Tad, the dha is given down. Tadbhavatyalpamedasam. You have to read like this. Tad bhavatyalpa medasa. Devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Gadadhar Prabhu, you will read. Then
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Vishwambar Prabhu and Sudha Mataji. Yes, read.
Antavattu palam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasham.
Tad bhavatyalpa. Tad bhavatyalpa. Tad
Antavattu palam tesham tadbhavati alpamedasham.
Tad bhavatyalpa. Tad bhavatyalpa. Read that much only. Don't start from the beginning. Tad bhavatyalpa.
Tadbhavati alpamedasham. Devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Okay, Vishwambar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Antavatu phalam tesham tad bhavat alpamedasham devan deva yajyanti mad bhakta yanti mam api.
Sudha.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Antamastu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedasham devan devayajyanti madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Very good. Tad bhavatyalpa medasam. You see how nice it is to join the word. This is known as Swadhyaya. You cannot just break the word. Tad bhavati alpaha medasam. But while doing word to word meanings, you have to break. But when you are chanting, it should be together. So antavattu phalam tesham. Antavat means it is perishable. Whatever phala, whatever fruits, though I am giving that through the demigod, but it is coming through the demigod. It will be temporary. And then bhavati alpamedasam. And who is worshipping them? Those who have small intelligence. They worship demigods. Devayajaha yanti. Whoever worship demigods, Devayajaha, they go to that planet of demigods. And whoever are worshipping me, Krishna says, they attain me, they attain my supreme planet. So here, Krishna is showing that the results obtained by the foolish people, they are only temporary. They worship the devas and they attain the devas. Yes, Narayan Damodar has some question. Ask.
Mataji, from 20th verse to 23rd verse, we have understood how does the process of demigod worship takes place from Krishna conscious point of view. Now, from the Mayavadi point of view, because they also have their own commentary on Gita. So, according to their commentary, what is their understanding about this process?
What is their understanding?
Yes.
First of all, Mayavadis, they don't have faith in the demigods also. They consider themselves only as God. We should understand who are Mayavadis. Mayavadis, they consider the body of Krishna to be temporary and made up of matter. When they don't have an understanding of the personal aspect of Krishna, then what expectation we can have with their understanding of the personal aspect of the demigods? Those who are worshippers of the demigods, they need not be Mayavadis. Mayavadis are impersonalists. Understand it very nicely. Mayavadis don't have personal understanding. At least a demigod worshipper has a personal understanding of a demigod. So there is nothing wrong if a person goes to the demigod, but what is wrong in that? Their intelligence is small. Their intelligence is stolen. They don't know the supremacy of Krishna. But when now Mayavadis, how they worship the demigods, they consider the demigod only to be God. For them, demigod is also Krishna only. And to one understanding, they consider themselves also as Krishna. So We have to understand it very nicely. For them, everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahman. I, you, everybody are saved. So how they will study this Bhagavad Gita? There comes the Sharirika Bhashya. The Sharirika Bhashya which has been given by Adi Shankaracharya. That is why it is said, Mayavadya Bhashya Sunile Sarva Hoy Nash. So how they must be studying these verses? When very clearly it has been given, I only give, then they will consider that I anybody. They will not consider I as Krishna. That is where the difference lies. They will consider anybody. Oh, our Guru is God. Huh? See, he has only given everything. He is only that demigod. He is only that person. They consider anybody and anywhere as God. That is why it's a most confused philosophy. But they don't understand that I is who. That is a problem. That is why that is known as Sharika Bhashya, means because it is completely having only material intelligence. Sharirika Bhashya. Their interpretation is also material only. They are completely confused. And when you read their commentaries, there are certain books, 1 or 2 books I just went because my curiosity was there. What must be their way of interpretation? You know how they speak that impersonal Brahman now appeared as Krishna and is speaking these things. After that, again, everything becomes Brahman. So if you read that, you will also be in confusion. And if you speak also, that also we will also be confused. So that is why Mayavadya Bhashya Sunile Sarva Hoy Nash. Why it is said? Because there is no philosophy. When a person doesn't understand the supremacy of Krishna, what will he understand the position of the demigods also? You will not understand that also. So that is there. So here demigod worshippers, when we are saying, they are not Mayavadis. Not that all demigod worshippers are Mayavadis. They have less intelligence. Like somebody knows up to Pune level. Okay, he will go up to the Pune. But Mayavadis they consider Pune only as master. That is a problem. Getting? One is he doesn't know. That is why small intelligence, less intelligence has been told. Not corrected intelligence. It's only less intelligence. He considers, okay, I can go till the Pune and take some benefit and come. I'll go till the clerk. But if a person thinks clerk only as a master of the company, he doesn't know further. So Mayavadis not only consider the clerk as God, as a master, he considers himself also as a master. I am also clerk, I am also master. You are also clerk, you are also master. Everything is confused philosophy there. Okay? Is it okay? Hari Bol?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Antavattu phalam tesham. So it is temporary. And then Tad bhavatyalpa medasam. See, alpa medasam has been given. That means less intelligence. They go till the devas. That means devas are also persons only. As much as Krishna is a person, devatas are also persons. Sometimes we criticize the devatas. It is wrong because devatas are also persons. They are also the agents of Krishna, powerful agents of Krishna. So we cannot reject them. At the same time, the devotees don't accept any favor from them. They respect them. We should understand that they are all taking care of certain departments, many departments. Vanaspati Devata, Vayu Devata, then Water Devata. So many departments are there. And Krishna says if they are staunch followers of the demigod, they will go to the demigods. Whoever is my devotee, they will reach my supreme planet. Okay, Anubama, can you read the purport?
Actually, the one apple so again not probiert kan.
Okay, you are in that. Okay, don't read. Vaishnav Prabhu, can you read? Then Kiranmai Mataji will also read. Vaishnav Kaur Prabhu. Hari Bol. Your voice is not heard. Okay. Narayan Prabhu, you read Narayan Dhamma.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Some commentators on the Bhagavad Gita say that one who worships a demigod can reach the Supreme Lord. But here it is clearly stated that the worshippers of demigod go to the different planetary systems where various demigods are situated, just as a worshipper of sun achieves the sun or a worshipper of a demigod of the moon achieves the moon. Similarly, if anyone wants to worship a demigod like Indra, he will attain the particular god's planet. It is not that everyone, regardless of whatever demigod is worshipped, will reach the supreme personality of Godhead. That is denied here, for it is clearly stated that the worshippers of demigod go to different planets in the material world, but the devotee of the Supreme Lord goes directly to the supreme planet of the personality of Godhead. Here, the point may be raised that if the demigods are different parts of the body of the Supreme Lord, then the same end should be achieved by worshipping them. However, worshippers of the demigod are less intelligent because they do not know to what part of the body food must be supplied. Some of them are so foolish that they claim that there are many parts and many ways to supply food. This isn't very sanguine. Can anyone supply food to the body, to the ears, or the eyes? They do not know that these demigods are different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord, and in their ignorance, they believe that each and every demigod is a separate god and a competitor of the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
Not only.
Stop. So very clearly it has been said, if you want to have good health, then what you should do? You have to feed your stomach, and automatically your every part is given the strength. Like if you worship the, if you water the root, tarora moola nishechanena, automatically skanda bhujopa shaka, everything is water. So in the same way, if you worship Krishna, then you have fulfilled the desires of all the demigods also. Any of demigods, they don't have any personal agendas. They don't desire anything. Sometimes it is shown that, okay, Indra desired, but that is also Leela of Krishna. They are not a competitor of Krishna. First, we should understand that. If Krishna wants to have some Leelas shown like Govardhan Leela, then Krishna intentionally makes Indra angry. But it is not that Indra is standing as a competitor for Krishna. Okay. From here, Hansrupi Prabhu, please read from here.
Hare Krishna. Not only the demigods, parts of the Supreme Lord, but ordinary living entities are also in this. The Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the Brahmanas are the head of the Supreme Lord, the Kshatriyas are his arms, the Vaishyas are his waist, the Shudras his neck, and all serve different functions. Regardless of the situation, if one knows that both the demigods and he himself are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, his knowledge is perfect. But if he does not understand this, he achieves different planets where the demigods reside. This is not the same destination the devotee reaches. The results achieved by the demigods' benedictions are perishable because within this material world, the planets, the demigods, and their worshippers are all perishable. Therefore, it is clearly stated in this verse that all results achieved by worshipping demigods are perishable, and therefore such worship is performed by the less intelligent living entity. Because a pure devotee engaged in Krishna consciousness in devotional service of the Supreme Lord achieves eternal blissful existence that is full of knowledge. His achievements are those of the common worshipper of the demigod are different. The Supreme Lord is unlimited, his favor is unlimited, his mercy is unlimited. Therefore, the mercy of Supreme Lord upon his pure devotees is unlimited. Correct.
Okay. So till now, We are only speaking about the demigod worshippers who don't know the supremacy of Krishna. For them, everything is demigod. At least they have personal understanding of a demigod. But what about those who don't have any personal understanding? They are known as impersonalists. Now, these impersonalists, not every impersonalist are Mayavadis, but then every Mayavadi is an impersonalist. Understand? They are not having the personal understanding of God, who impersonalists. Mayavadis also don't have any personal understanding of God, but on top of that, they think that everything is matter. To such an extent, they don't consider any difference between them and Lord. That means everything is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman, which has been very wrongly understood. Everything is Brahman, yes, but within that Brahman, there is a difference. Like when Shripad Madhvacharya, he went to Kerala. The king of Kerala, he told, can you have a debate with this impersonalists who say that everything is Brahman? That time Mayavad philosophy was like predominant, it was so much predominant. So they were always saying this, Sarvam Kalidam Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. These three things are correct, but if it is understood in a proper way. So then Madhvacharya called for a green coconut. They have the green coconut. He said, what is this? Then they told, this is coconut. Then he removed that upper portion, green portion. There's a brown portion. What is this? He told coconut. The answer was coconut. Then he removed the upper shell, brown shell also. Removed that white pulp. He said, what is this? He said, this is coconut. Now everything was separated, green, brown, and white. Then he said, what is this? They said, green cover. So why are you not calling this as coconut now? Why are you not calling that brown as a coconut now? That means when they were all put together, it was coconut. But within that coconut also, there is difference. In the same way, when everything is put together, it is Brahman. Within that Brahman, there is Jada Brahman, Jiva Brahman, Para Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, I am He in quality. Tattvamasi, He is me in quality, not in quantity. Yes, Hansrubi Prabhu, you have doubt?
Yes, Mataji, not doubt. I just, like most of the people here in this material world, they worship demigods for different material desires. And coincidentally, or let's say, their desires are fulfilled and they keep on going like that and they are never towards Krishna consciousness. But even if such thing happens, it goes on like that, he will carry out his experience to others, and other people will do like it is being done nowadays, like you worship this, you get this, you worship that, you get this. So how that person will he ever come to the consciousness, into Krishna consciousness, and what will be?
If he gets the fortune to associate with a devotee, then he will become Krishna conscious. For that, fortune is required. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhakyavan Jiva. Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. It's not so easy to get Bhakti Lata Bija, the seed of devotion. There are so many people wandering in this world. Kona Bhagyavan Jiva. There will be only very few fortunate souls who will take up Krishna consciousness. Guru Krishna Prasada. They will get the mercy. Prasad here refers to the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Okay. Now we are speaking about second type of unintelligent person. That is given in 24th and 25th verse. Second type of unintelligent person. They are impersonalists. Just now I told how a Mayavadi scholar writes a purport. That impersonal Brahman now took the form as Krishna. So in this way, they go on doing something like that. And Krishna says also how they define me. अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नः मन्यन्ति मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तो ममाव्ययम् अनुत्तमम् अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ति मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तो व्ययमनुत्तमम् ममाव्ययमनुत्तमम् twist of tongue. Okay, we'll read. Okay, yes, Yatharth. Yasharth or Yatharth? Yasharth. Okay, Yasharth will read, Parth Bandhu Prabhu will read, and then Krishna
Hare
Priya
Krishna,
will read.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
From the verse, Mataji, or from the
Verse,
translation?
first verse. Avyaktam.
Avyaktam vyaktim mamapannam manyate mama buddhaya param bhavamajam
Ajananto, param bhavamajananto,
mama vyayamanutamam.
mama vyayamanutamam. Okay, Parth Bandhu.
अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यते मामबुद्धया परं भावं मजानन्तो ममाव्ययम् अनुत्तमम्
Mama vayamamuttamam. Mama vayamamuttamam.
अनुत्तमम्.
You can split there also. Mama, actually it is mama avyayam anuttamam. But you cannot split like that. But you cannot do like that. Mama vayayam anuttamam. Vayayam anuttamam. Okay, Krishna Priya.
Avyaktam vyaktimaapannam manyante mama buddhayah param bhavamajananto mama vyayamanuttama.
Very good. Okay, Avyaktam. Now, unmanifested person. Now, they speak like this, Krishna says. That unmanifested, non-manifested, Vyaktim person. Now he has appeared. Apannam, he has appeared. Here, he is actually impersonal. But now, he has assumed a personality. He is actually impersonal. There is no hand, there is no leg. Even Vedas speak also. There is no hand, there is no leg. But they don't have what the Vaishnava Acharyas do? They do the samanvaya. Yes, Krishna doesn't have a material hand. Krishna doesn't have a material eyes. Krishna doesn't have a material legs. So when you say Krishna doesn't have a form, yes, he doesn't have a material form. But what they say is there is no form at all. And that person now assumes a personality, and they are all abuddhaya, Krishna says. They are all less intelligent people. Param bhavam, they don't understand my existence. Ajanantaha, they don't know my imperishable nature. Avyayam, avyayam, avyayam means I'm imperishable. Anuttamam, I'm the finest. They don't know. So, now two types of worshippers. One worshipper is demigod worshipper. His intelligence is less. He only knows up to the demigod. And there are people who consider Krishna to be impersonal. They are also less intelligence. They have less intelligence. They consider Lord's body to be, there is no form. They don't consider the form of Krishna. They don't believe in the form of Lord. And when they see the form of Lord, they think that that impersonal has assumed a personality. That means they come in the category of Mayavadis also. Mayavadis are impersonalists. They consider the body to be made up of matter, and also for them everything is same. At the same time, we can say not that every impersonalist is a Mayavadi, but every Mayavadi is an impersonalist. You should understand a subtle difference is there. Every impersonalist need not be a Mayavadi. But every Mayavadi is an impersonalist. This person doesn't have an understanding of the personal form of Lord. He's an impersonalist. Now, Mayavadi also doesn't have an understanding of the personal form of Lord. But he considers everything to be same. So Mayavadis are the extended forms of impersonalists. They're the extended form of impersonal. That ignorance, extended ignorance, you can say. That ignorance, when it reaches to the height, that person becomes a Mayavadi. Okay. Very subtle differences are there. If you see in totality, there will be not much difference. But when you see subtle differences, there are there. That is why when 4 types of people will not accept me, Maya Prahutta Jnana, Asuram Bhavamashita. This Maya Prahutta Jnana, yes, their knowledge is covered by matter. To such an extent, they become demonic. Isn't it? Asuram Bhavam. They become so demonic that they don't consider the supremacy of Lord. They want to become God. So this is all very subtle difference which goes. 4 types of people will not accept me, Krishna says. One is Mudha, donkeys. They just want immediate benefits. They go to the demigods, Mudha. Naradhama. They are also going to the demigods. Why? They don't understand the supremacy of Lord. They just want some benefits. Maya Pratyajnanam Asuram Bhavam. They all come in this category. If really we want to know how these 4 types of people who don't come to Krishna, they're all less intelligent people. Okay. Okay. Who will read? Mahesh Sangam, you read 1 paragraph. Then Jumur will read 1 paragraph. Chinmay, are you back? Or you always travel this time?
Mataji, purport, right?
Yeah.
Okay, purport. Those who are worshippers of demigods have been described as less intelligent person, and here the impersonalists are similarly described. Lord Krishna in his personal form is here speaking before Arjuna and still due to ignorance, impersonalists argue that the Supreme Lord ultimately has no form. Yamunacharya, a great devotee of the Lord
Yamunacharya, great devotee of the Lord, the disciple successor of Ramanujacharya.
Ramanujacharya has
Okay,
written
I'll read this
very
verse.
appropriate verse in this connection. He says,
okay, I'll read this verse. Tvam Shila Rupa Charitaha Paramaha Prakrushtaihi Satvena Satvikataya Prabalaischa Shastraihi Prakhyatadaiva Paramartha Vidamataischa Naivasura Prakrutiha Prabhavanti Bodhum. So
my dear Lord, devotee like.
You read this and I'll explain. Okay, read.
My dear Lord, devotee like Vyasadeva and Narada know you to be a personality of Godhead. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, and your achieve activities. And one can thus understand that you are a supreme personality of Godhead, but those who are in the moods of passion and ignorance, the demons, the non-devotees cannot understand you. They are unable to understand you. However, experts such as non-devotees may be in discussing Devanta and
Vedanta
unpunished and other
Upanishads.
devotic literatures, it is not possible for them to understand the personality of Godhead.
So this is a beautiful verse from Stotratna 12. Stotratna is written by Yamunacharya. He is a spiritual preceptor of Ramanujacharya. He says, your Shila, your Rupa, your Charitaha, your nature can be understood by one who follow the Shastras. So who are demons? Who are against the Vedic literatures? One who follows the Vedic literatures, they can understand Krishna's form, Krishna's Charitaha means the characteristics. Now, those who are passionate, those who are demons, how they will follow the Shastras? The Shastras very clearly say that you are the servant. But the demon doesn't want to follow that. So that is what is given. However, expert such non-devotee may be discussing Vedanta, Upanishad. So somebody said this and say, oh, he's reading Vedanta, he's studying Upanishads, Vedic literatures, but he's not able to understand Krishna. Why? Because he has not surrendered to the Shastras. He is studying the Shastras with the pride and thinking that he knows everything. That is a problem. That is why it is said, howsoever a person may call himself Veda Vadarataha Partha, very clearly, Krishna tells in 2nd chapter, he may consider himself to be Veda Vadarataha. That means expert in studying the Vedas. But what happened? He is not understanding the purport of the or imports of the Vedas. He is attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas. Pushpitam Vacha. He is attracted to the flowery language of the Vedas. That is because his nature is demonic. He is a non-devotee. He is in the mode of passion, ignorance. It has been given. Okay. Maya Mataji, you read the whole thing now from here.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the personality of Godhead cannot be understood simply by study of the Vedanta literature. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord can the personality of the Supreme be known. Therefore, in this verse, it is clearly stated that not only are the worshippers of the demigods less intelligent, but those non-devotees who are engaged in Vedanta and speculation on Vedic literature without any tinge of true Krishna consciousness are also less intelligent. And for them, it is not possible to understand God's personal nature. Persons who are under the impression that the absolute truth is impersonal are described as abuddhayaha, which means those who do not know the ultimate feature of the absolute truth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the supreme realization begins from the impersonal Brahman and then rises to the localized super soul. But the ultimate word in the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead. Modern impersonalists are still less intelligent, for they do not even follow their great predecessor Shankaracharya, who has specifically stated that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Impersonalists, therefore, not knowing the supreme truth, think Krishna to be only the son of Devaki and Vasudeva, or a prince, or a powerful living entity. This is also condemned in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam. Only the fools regard me as an ordinary person. The fact is that no one can understand Krishna without rendering devotional service and without developing Krishna consciousness. The Bhagavatam 10.14.29 confirms this. Athapi te deva padambujattvaya prasadaleshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno na chanya ekopi chiram vichindam. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna or his form, quality, or name simply by mental speculation or by discussing Vedic literature. One must understand him by devotional service. When one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, beginning by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then only one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Non-devotee impersonalists think that Krishna has a body made of this material nature and that all his activities, his form, and everything are Maya. These impersonalists are known as Mayavadis. They do not know the ultimate truth. The 20th verse clearly states, Kames taister jnana prapadyante anya devataha. Those who are blinded by lusty desires surrender unto different demigods. It is accepted that besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are demigods who have their different planets, and the Lord also has a planet. As stated in the 23rd verse, Devan Deva Yajo Yanti Madbhakta Yanti Mam Api. The worshippers of the demigods go to the different planets of the demigods, and those who are devotees of the Lord Krishna go to the Krishna Loka planet. Although this is clearly stated, the foolish impersonalists still maintain that the Lord is formless and that these forms are impositions. From the study of the Gita, does it appear that the demigods and their abodes are impersonal? Clearly, neither the demigods nor Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are impersonal. They are all persons. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he has his own planet, and the demigods also have theirs. Therefore, the monastic contention that ultimate truth is formless and that form is imposed does not hold true. It is clearly stated here that it is not imposed. From the Bhagavad Gita, we can clearly understand that the forms of the demigods and the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are simultaneously existing, and that Lord Krishna is Satchit Ananda, eternal blissful knowledge. The Vedas also confirm that the absolute truth is Anandamayo Dhyasat, or by nature full of blissful pleasure, and that he is the reservoir of unlimited auspicious qualities. And in the Gita, the Lord says that although he is Ajah, unborn, he still appears. These are the facts that we should understand from the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be impersonal. And the imposition theory of the impersonalist monist is false as far as the statements of the Gita are concerned. It is clear herein that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna, has both form and personality. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
So here, Lord is speaking about impersonalists, and they say in impersonalists, they are actually Mayavadis. In advanced stage, they are Mayavadis. For them, everything is just Maya, matter. Everything is made up of matter. Even Lord's body is also made up of matter. So here we'll stop. Any doubts you can ask. So Wednesday we'll try to complete this chapter.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Can in the purport, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated from the impersonal Brahman and then rises to localized super soul. Can you little?
Where you read now?
What do this localized super soul mean?
Just where you have read this now?
It is in verse number 24, page number 351.
Yeah.
The first paragraph.
The first paragraph.
Page 351.
Yeah. Persons who are under the impression that the Absolute Lord, same thing you are reading? No. Where you are? Which line? Just tell which line.
It is.
Read the line, na? Read the whole line.
Yeah, I'll read that.
But Mataji, it's 7th line.
7th line.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They don't, okay. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that the supreme realization begins from the impersonal Brahman, then arises to the localized super soul. But the ultimate word in absolute truth is personality word. Three aspects have been spoken. Impersonal Brahman, personal Brahman realization is impersonal only, na? Then it comes to yogis, first jnani, then yogis, and then bhaktas. Okay. So jnanis have understanding of only impersonal Brahman. Yogis have understanding of impersonal Brahman as well as localized Paramatma. Bhaktas have all the three understandings. Brahman is impersonal only, na? Brahman doesn't have a form. Like the light which comes from the tube light has no form. But tube light has a form. Yes. So energy has no form, impersonal. That is why not all impersonalists are Mayavadis. Jnani at the first level is an impersonalist only. He doesn't know the personal form of Lord. Slowly he comes to an understanding of localized aspect. Then advanced stages he becomes a devotee. Bhaunam Janmanam.
All right.
Okay,
One clarification. One clarification. Shloka number 24.
Shloka number
last
24.
Last paragraph. Purport. Therefore, the monastic contention that ultimate truth is formless and that this form is imposed does not hold true. It is clearly stated here that it is not imposed. What is this imposition of form? What is it?
Imposed. Like, अरे आप तो मूर्ति पूजा करते हो. You are imposing deity form.
Okay.
Lord doesn't have form. One is philosophy, na? Everything is shunya. Everything is zero. Then you are only like imposition is you're compulsorily adding it. When that is not the truth, like that, they're saying. Okay. Any other thing? So till now we had done various sections. Go through the 7th chapter again. Read. Yes, Parth Prabhu.
Mataji, you gave an example of coconut. There you explained something, but when Hiren Prabhu he asked some questions, so
when all put together, it is coconut. Within that coconut, there is variety. Within the Brahman, there is variety.
No, but Mataji, you told Aham Brahmasmi, so you said that we are one in
Aham
quality.
Brahmasmi, yes, in quality. Satchidananda, we are also Satchidananda, but in minute.
Okay. And then Mataji, you told something, Tattvamasi, and then three things you told that. Three things you told, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, then Tattvamasi.
Tattvamasi, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. Everything is Brahman. So there were some Mayavadis who had come to Chaitanya's house, Mahaprabhu's house. I heard this. I have not read it still now, but I have heard this story. So then everybody were talking, Brahmas, Tattvamasi, everything is Brahman, everything is Brahman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was small. He just urinated in everyone's plate and told, eat now. Everything is same now. God is same, I am same, Shiva is same, everything is same. Similar like this, you can find Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur giving a rotten mango to some Mayavadi sannyasis. They were all speaking, Sarvam Kalidam Brahman, everything is one. Said, eat. He said, right, such a disrespect. You are giving us rotten mango. He said, what is the difference? Everything is same. Yes, Chinmay.
Mataji, a small doubt. The verse which you quoted, Aham Brahmasi, that's from Atharva Shirsha, right?
That is?
That is from Atharva Shirsha, right? What is
that
the
is from
reference
Vedas.
for that verse?
That is from Vedas. These are three aphorisms. Okay. Aham Brahmasmi, first aphorism. Second aphorism. Tattvamasi. Third aphorism is Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman. That is not a verse. It is all three sutras, which are very powerful. You have any doubt, Parth? Still your hands are up.
Mataji, actually, want to know, like, what is the Vaishnava understanding for all these three? Like, one you told
Yeah,
us.
I am he is me in quality.
Yes.
Everything is same. Sarvam Khalidam Brahman. Again, in quality only. But there is variegatedness. What is that? He is master, I am servant. Everything is same means what? Like when you see father and the son, they both look alike. And what you say? He looks like father, but he is not father. Looks like father. When all put together, it is Brahman, Krishna's energy. But within that energy, there is variety. Inferior, superior. Just now we had read Bhumira Ponalo Vayu Kammano Buddhi Revacha. In this chapter, what we read? Krishna's energy. That is why Brahman, together if you say, it is Brahman. But within that Brahman, there is Jala Brahman, there is Jiva Brahman, and Para Brahman.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Acha, she wants to chant the shloka. Yes, Naina Manjari, the feast of...
Sarvesam Madgatenantar Atmana Shraddhavan Vachati Yomam Samataha.
And very good, wonderful. She is teaching us the connection between 6th chapter and the 7th chapter, Yuktatamaha. We started with that only. Yukta, Yuktataraha, Yuktatamaha. Dhyana, Samadhi, and Bhakti. Hari Bol Nainu. She is my grandchild. Hare Krishna. Jai.